Admiral's Log. As our campaign to clear out the last pockets of Japanese resistance reaches its final stages, I find myself faced with an unexpected challenge. Much to my surprise, the Japanese have rushed a new battlecruiser into service, an interesting addition to their mediocre fleet. It's hardly a threat to the delicate balance of powers in these waters, yet it has to get dealt with. It is a development that I had not anticipated, and yet, as I study the reports and pore over the intelligence gathered by our scouts, I'm filled with a sense of determination. This new threat must be dealt with swiftly and decisively, lest it become a thorn in our side as we move towards our ultimate objective. Already, plans are being drawn up, strategies formulated to neutralize this new menace, and ensure that it poses no further threat to our operations. And so, as our fleet prepares to set sail once more, I do so with a heart full of confidence and resolve, knowing that victory is not only within our grasp, but inevitable, in the face of our unwavering determination and unmatched firepower. Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome to episode 16. I'm almost done wrapping up the Japanese Empire. They just have one territory left, South Honshu, and they are determined to keep getting their supplies, naturally. They have one battlecruiser, the Wakamiya, Obami-class battlecruiser, and it seems to pack a punch. This thing has 8 17.5-inch guns. It has a trained crew, it has many bulkheads, it has 18 5.5-inch guns. I have 3 heavy cruisers. These are going to have to do a lot of work in order to take this battlecruiser down. This is not... Here she is. She's got an interesting design. I think the AI somehow maxed out the displacement, and I don't know. The foredeck just lacks a turret now. It looks really weird. It looks really quite weird. Now, if you're looking at the shoot info on the bottom, sorry, on the left side of the screen, you can see plus 11.2% first guns grade, which means these guns, their main guns, are pretty bad. That can be my salvation. Because my cruisers, they do have quite a lot of armor. They got a good rate of fire. And as long as I can close the distance, I can torpedo this thing into oblivion. I just have to get there first. And therein lies the challenge. The destroyer Winterstorm over here might be instrumental in that, in deploying a smokescreen. I also have light cruisers Heizhou and Linfen. In case you're wondering why these are still Chinese names and not members / patrons, well, I still have slots. My fleet's been growing faster than my patronage. Well, understandably so. So if you still want to get your name in the game, you can. I am a few episodes ahead with recording, so if you enter, or if you join today, you might get your ship, let's say in a few days, or a few episodes. Anyway, there are still available these names. As for these ships, these are the new, let's say, destroyer hunters. I designed them as such with their 6-inch guns. That's their objective, hunt down destroyers. Their torpedo launchers, however, are still very effective. The real question is, can they use them? Because at 8-kilometer range, you can be very certain that this cruiser is going to take offense. It does have a lot of those 5.5s, and those are casemates. It also has 2 7.2s, a double 6.3. Yeah, getting close to this thing is not very pleasant. So I'd have to be to about 8-kilometer range, which still puts me in the range of the 6.3s, but... Oh, and the 5.5s and the 7.2s. Yeah. The only thing's not in range are the torpedoes, the 4.3s, and everything smaller than that. So that is going to be interesting, to say the least. Getting there. Getting to that bit. Alright, everybody save your torps. We're going to need those later. Right now, we're just basically taking some shots at the transports. Because the battlecruiser wasn't in range yet, but that's rapidly changing. This thing is racing towards me at a breakneck speed. I didn't catch how fast this thing is, but this is impressive. The fact that they got the ship out under wartime conditions, where they have almost no territory, is impressive. It's... changing course? Chance to pen me with those guns, because that's just shy of 18 inch. Yeah, not good. Very high ricochet angle because of my angle of approach. Let's get the CLs to come in. I don't think we can pen this thing either. Ricochet, ricochet, blocked. Getting in there. Okay, CAs, turn to port. Launch your torps at the target. All of you. Look at that. Ah! Pen! Destroyed a secondary gun, but the Hunan took a big hit there. That's 3.7k from one 17.5 inch gun. That's a lot of damage. CLs, we're going to torp before the CAs get there. Because I'm at risk of torpedoing my own ships. If I get much closer. So break out the 24-inch torpedoes. And hit them before they start paying attention to your presence. Because I said not to get to about 4 kilometers. Well, that didn't entirely work out, did it? Oh boy. These torps better hit. Or I'm going to start torping my own ships. Like, really. We've got 2 bouquets going backwards, essentially, because this thing is so fast. It's doing 27 knots. Just sent a torpedo after the Guangdong. Turn that ship around. Oh dear. Hunan's half flooded. I'm not concerned about torpedoing the light cruisers, so I can just do that with the Rehe over here. There she goes. Yeah, we're gonna get some hits in. Right on her stern. Dud. That's a banger. 25.5k. And dud. No. You can't dud this to me. Come on. Still got the winter storm. Not allowing torpedo launches on her yet. Oh boy. Oh no. You motherfucker. You torpedoed a friendly. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Retreat the Hunan. Detach it from the div. You retreat. You don't. And that's the torpedo spread probably coming from the Lin Fen, which is about to collide with the winter storm. Should have been a pretty easy torpedo attack. It's turning into a bit of a disaster. Yep. I think the Hunan is fucked. Torpedo launch from the winter storm. The winter storm almost has no health left. So she might build a torp. I'm just not sure where they're going to go. That was one, I think. Hunan is gone. And the winter storm is gone. Oh, this is pretty bad. I have no underwater torpedo launchers, as one of you commented on a previous video. And because of that, I cannot actually use these things. Well, I can use the Guangdong. It's a different design. Got 2 port launchers. Buddy, do you have something to atone for? Oh, we're still ramming the ship with a sinking Hunan. Maybe that's going to tip their buoyancy over. That is 2 floodings on their stern. They're gonna feel the results of that. Oh, fuck me. And I'm gonna get torpedoed by my light cruisers. No! Ow. No, by the DD of all things. Oh, God. Welcome to Amateur Hour. You guys are either unsubscribing at this point or rolling over the floor laughing, and I hope it's the second bit. This is Murphy's torpedo attack. I think the battle cruise is going to get the last laugh. But hey, at least my CLs are working over the transports, which ideally was the job all along. Oh, I guess with that the battle ends? That's new. Okay. Well, I lost a battle... sorry, I lost a heavy cruiser and I lost a destroyer, but they lost a battle cruiser. Sorry about that. That's not how you're supposed to play this game. That's not how you're supposed to torpedo anything, and that's not how you're supposed to maneuver your ships when you are actually torpedoing something. Because as you noticed, if you actually have ships going for the same target, but from 2 different sides, Well, let's say it worked in the Pirates of the Caribbean, but it doesn't work too well in this game. Now this is much more interesting. I'm actually getting invaded. The US is invading Formosa. Oh, and I'm... the army is still engaging the Soviet Union. So we got all sorts of military operations going here, which is going pretty terribly. We got something going here. That's not very interesting. This is... Wait, so you're launching an invasion with what? You're going to have to send 100,000 tons of ship over there, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. There's 100,000 ton here. But they do need to get it there first. I hope I can buy a little bit of time, because I've made all sorts of 1927 versions of my ships. The challenge is now getting them upgraded. And some of those take a bit of time, like the old Tang Shan class. Some of these ships are extremely old. These two need to get refitted. It's going to take me 3 months. Refitting your ships in the middle of a war is generally not a great idea, unless you have, let's say, a margin to play around with. With these ships, I generally don't. And... oh, hold on. That's the 1921 version? Yeah, this one. Let's upgrade the Enigma Hun and the Echo Driver. We still have like 4,000 tons left, but that's not enough. That's problematic. Okay, let's hope that the Japanese aren't going to be too annoying and that the Americans don't actually pursue this invasion. I am going to park some ships over here. That's including the fairly outdated version of the Enigma Hun here, the Gosrith. But thankfully it's escorted by a couple of ships, which are similarly outdated. Hold on, it's the old Jillins? No, you're not going. Like, these things haven't even been updated since 1921. These things are even older. That's a 1919 light cruiser. The Heijiaos are the new ones. We've got 1921 destroyer versions. Yeah, whatever. I have to send something over here to dissuade the Americans from actually pursuing that invasion. As for the ships over here, this one's 1927, but that's a bit of make-believe, because that is a ship that's actually undergoing refit. The Guaofan, the Nutter, the Aura, they're all 1921s. So I need these ships to just, I don't know, stay put in the Sea of Japan. And don't bother me. Not yet. A few months later, it's the US who sent one ship. I'm not sure if we're doing a duel or something to that effect, but my heavy cruiser has less displacement than their light cruiser, which is a bit of a concern. This thing is an absolute torpedo spammer. It has 24 torpedo launchers, and that's not even counting the 4 underwater launchers. So, yeah, this thing is going to spam torpedoes, and I'm expecting 3 launchers on port, 3 launchers on starboard, and the 6 5.7-inch guns are not that big of a deal. What strikes me as interesting is that this thing is slow. 23.6 knots on a light cruiser? Surprising. The Jilin class, by contrast, is doing 24 knots, but has 9 9-inch guns. She also carries torpedo launchers, to be sure. They're useful, but not nearly as many as this torpedo spammer. So let's have a duel. Mano a mano, cruiser a cruiser. Battle time. Here she is. Isn't this a curious design? Curious design. Like I said, side-mounted torpedo launchers. But what's with all the deck space? I get that you cannot really have a gun in the middle of the ship, but have you never heard of barbettes? Also, what is this massive superstructure that they have going, and why is it looks like it's falling off the ship? Like, this is a design I've never seen. Now, I don't keep full track of all the new hulls that are going into the game. Every time that they add a new hull, I go, okay, whatever. I care much more about new gameplay features than new hulls, but this thing? It's weird. Speaking of what's weird, have you guys ever noticed how the skybox just turns counterclockwise? Like, these clouds up here, you're going to see them behind the ship in a bit. Especially at higher times. And of course, after the ship is turning, everybody's going to get vertigo, whatever. But everything just turns. It's really, really confusing once you actually start looking at it. Anyway, let's see what this gentleman over here has for torpedo range. Not nearly that much. 5.7 inch has 12 kilometers. Torpedoes are 6.6. That is not very promising, because that is fast torpedoes. We're going to slow the ship down to half speed. Turn this thing around quickly. It is a light cruiser, so as opposed to the previous targets, this thing is probably going to be aware of incoming torpedoes. That, however, does not scare me. I'm going to torpedo it and just see what it does. Because my torpedoes are sneaky. They're minus 65% visibility. And that might mean that the CL might see them, but not have enough warning. As for their... Stop destroying my torpedo launchers. As for their ability to hit me and pen me, it's none. I'm not sure why it says they have a 39% chance. Because that puny little pea shooter of theirs is not going to do much. Like, we're talking 5.5 kilometer range, so let's round it down for their benefit of 2.3 inches of pen. I have more armor everywhere. They will not get through. So good luck to them. Also, much more good luck to them. Because they did detect the torpedoes. But they might not have any time to do anything about it. Oh, for fuck's sake. We need to stop having dud torpedo loaded on board the ships. Like, what's that about? The amount of duds we're getting on these ships is bizarre. Thankfully, my 9-inch guns are still carrying the whole battle. Because this thing is almost sunk. They've also lost their conning tower. Pretty rare. Well, not if you put half or slightly less than an inch on, on there. Oh, this was a quick one. This was ridiculously easy, really. Like, is that it? That's your whole $160 million light cruiser? It's gonna make for a very interesting campaign against the US. In that sense, my campaign against the US, I'm quite happy that they have come all the way here. Because it means I don't have to worry about fighting them over there. As I'm constantly trying to be bombarding their ports. But that's going to be a bit down the line. Oh, right. Did I mention we're fighting the Italians as well? Well, they're here. Again. This time around, though, they brought much more impressive warships. Carrying 12 11-inch guns. Again and again. That's $378 million worth of Italian capital ship. Showing up in the Asian theater. They do not carry torpedo launchers. They don't have a light cruiser to scout. So, if I can actually pull off torpedo launchers this time, that would be an interesting option to go for. They got a 24 4.5-inch guns. As for my capital ships, I only have Gosrith over here. That's one of the old Enigma Huns. Right now, it's almost 8 years old, this refit. But it has 13-inch guns. Speed-wise, we're pretty even. 21.9 versus 22, so that can work. The heavy cruisers with their 9-inch guns. Well, it's one of those Mechamatic 49. We have a Zhejiang class from 1921. Another one. A couple of light cruisers of the Heijia persuasion, so those can torpedo. Yeah, it's going to be a torpedo-heavy battle, this one. As for why the Italians are here, I don't know. At some point they went, oh, you did something wrong. I went, whatever. And they said, okay, fine, we're going to declare war. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't have a territory near you, so if you want to fight, come over here. And they said, fine, we'll do that. And here they are. Let's have a look. What are we fighting today? What is this? That is not how you build a ship. Dear stupid AI, you do not put your secondary barbette in front of your main battery. It kind of defeats the whole point. If this thing sails onto me bow in, it can't do anything. Yeah, I'm going to send this over to BrotherMunro just for a good laugh. In case you're not wondering why, he's the creator of this mod. And I find this very funny. Gentlemen in your destroyer boats, get over here. And try and sail somewhat perpendicular to that fleet. And torpedo once I give the order and not before. Battleship. Your job is basically bait. And the heavy cruisers are going to follow you in. As for the CLs... let's have them follow the DDs. That might work. Follow the DDs. Here. With this, I might be able to add more torpedo damage to the problem that the battleships are going to be facing. And see how well they keep up under that level of pressure. As for doing cross torps, well, seeing how well it went last time, I'm not too eager about that. How fast are you going, sir? You're doing 40 knots on a 31 knot engine. Can you teach me? Like, it's 2024. This game has been in early access for 2 years. And then it came out of early access, like what, this year? Or last year? I think it was last year, actually. Yeah, I think it was last year. Anyway, my ships can still do, apparently, 30% more speed than they are supposed to be able to do. Which is this gameplay's, or this game's way of going, yeah, no, we can make your ships catch up. Yeah, sure. By adding some sort of solid rocket booster to the back. I don't know. Anyway, we have ships to sink. And not mine, to be exact. So we're going to smoke up the DDs. Make sure that these guys keep safe for as long as possible. So far as you're ever going to be safe in a DD. And when we get perpendicular to their fleet, so let's say they're there and we're going to be here, that's when I start torping. The heavy cruiser does not have hydro. The battleships don't have hydro or sonar. They're going to be short of a couple of battleships pretty soon. But considering how much fire I'm taking, I'm not sure if all of my DDs are going to survive either. So let's target this. Let's target this. Let's target... Actually, no, you two. So the Robinson and the lead DD are going to target this. You and you are going to target that. And you are going to target that. Check targets. Check, check, check. Everybody launch. Try not to die. Alright? I do need these ships. I'd hate to spend a lot of money buying new DDs. Launch, 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 launch. DDs, disengage. Get out. Do it quickly. So we have walls of skill going at the enemy. And naturally the enemy starts turning around. That was not part of the plan, gentlemen. Yeah, the CLs are also going to smoke up, just to keep them safe. Well, our wall of skill is definitely going to ruin this guy's day. But the rest of it is just wasted potential. Hit. And that's it. One torpedo. The other one was a dud. Disappointed. Light cruisers, engage the targets. Engage the targets. DDs. Please survive and reload, and I'll see you guys after 780 seconds of reloading. Faster is better. Light cruisers. You have sent... Zunyi. Are you waiting for anything in particular? Oh, you're not allowed to launch. Okay, yeah, I guess that covers that. Target this. Are you now turning against starboard? You are? Can you not? Like, that is very inconvenient. You're messing up all my torpedo launches. Yeah, they're turning back to starboard. Probably the Abbondanza trying to fall back into the formation, trailing the San Nicolo. Oh, fine. We'll just mess up the Fama Volante. And, well, with my luck, I'm going to get a dud. Nope, not a dud. And you? San Nicolo. Hit. They definitely have much better torpedo protection. Anti-torp 1. What? Anti-flood 1. Citadel 2. I hit you squarely on the nose. How are you taking these hits and just shrugging them off? Is it because you have a 12-inch nose? I guess that might have something to do with it. DD, stay at range. Suprema is not so Suprema anymore. Probably Suprema regretting her decision to get over here. Which, of course, wasn't even hers. I mean, the captain doesn't get to pick where they're going. They're just told, go here. Damn, I was really hoping I'd torp one of these battleships out of existence, but they don't care. That is going to be a problem. Most of these are about 70% through their reload. Promising. Can we please put the CA out of its misery? Thank you. Moving on. Gosrith and the rest of your ducklings. Engage this. Well, eventually. Increase the speed. Let's go. Now, these DDs, surprisingly, are not getting hit. I'm not really sure how. Because, for all intents and purposes, they should be, there we go, getting hit. I need 40 seconds until my smoke screen reloads. Come on. 15 seconds. Almost seems to line up perfectly with the torpedo launch as well. Smoke! Alright, boys. Pay attention. E46. You can torpedo this target. You can torpedo this target. You can torpedo the lead. And the rest of you are not allowed. Not yet. Too many times have I had friendly fire incidents. Oh, you're not even ready. Okay, hold on. You've lost torpedoes, probably because you already launched them. Oh, no. Seriously, drop the afterburners and slow the fuck down, because you're messing up the torpedo attack. You, cease fire. Lest you find yourself torpedoing the E46, which just happened to be right in the front. Launch it. Thank you. Now, E46. Disengage from the battle. Just disengage. Now you're allowed to engage your afterburners, but now you probably can't. Might be making a mild turn there. Collision. Future snow. Hard to port. You're allowed to torp right about now. Ooh, you took a big hit there, but you're not flooding. Launched. Okay, join the retreating division. Let's get out of here. The rest of you. Where are these torps at? Here? The next wave should be much closer to the target. Here. Okay. I'm going to hold off on the launches of these DDs until I know that I actually get any hits in. Why are we still range finding with this ship? We should have the target by now. Alright, let's check out if these torpedoes are going to hit. These are definitely not. These might hit the second ship, I guess. All of you. This one. Well, we might get one hit on him. Hit. Hit. You guys have spent all of your ammo? Good. Leave. Just join the retreating division. Retreat all the DDs from the battlefield. We are leaving. Especially as those battleships are suddenly getting a lot more lucky. Oh, this is looking pretty interesting. Hit. Of course, it's a dud. That's definitely not a dud. Famo Volante might be sinking. And, well, if luck has it, the Abundanza could find herself at the path of the torpedoes. There goes the Fama. Very good, very good. This thing can probably not pen me, right? No. Ship's completely impervious to your nonsense. Heavy cruisers. Now that there's only 2 battleships, one of which is badly wounded, we can push in and kill this target. The problem with the Gossaryth is that it only has one 13-inch gun on the bow. If they take that out, I'm in major trouble. Is Storp still on target? Yeah, they just passed. Okay, so they're not a threat to any of my ships. Abundanza. Flooding some more. And this cost you 378 million? Even my ship is cheaper, and that's saying a lot. Come on, finish him off. The Italians might immediately sue for peace, which works for me. Because I don't care for the Italians and their little war against me. It's not my problem. Well, mostly. The real deal is, they don't have any colonies that I want, so what I'm going to take from them is their money. And their pizza. I like pizza. Come on. Take them out. What you got? You got an 11-inch gun. With an 11-inch... sorry, a 9-inch gun. You can pen 2-kilometer range. 7 inches of armor. This thing has a lot. But not on the aft. Go for armor-piercing ammunition. Unfortunately, this ship does not have torpedo launchers. Which would have been very useful. So we're just kind of... well... trading fire a bit. Only the 13-inch guns are really doing anything useful, I think. Yeah, the 8-inch guns are not doing anything. Okay. I'm trying to sink the Abundanza without using torpedoes. Although I guess I could free up one of my cruisers to torpedo this thing. Torpedo that. And we're going to play dud roulette again. See how many duds I can get on one torpedo launch. Turning towards the target. Target's nice and broad. Good. Gossaryth, hard starboard, increase speed to flank, get out. That ought to do him in. Whoops. Okay. Next target, San Nicolo. Torpedo launchers are allowed. This thing has plenty of health. Now, I did intentionally maneuver between these targets, so over here, I was already turning to starboard, so my starboard launchers could potentially engage this, and the port launchers can engage this. This way, I'm still using most of the damage potential from these ships, especially with their torpedoes, because the torpedoes with their 24 inches... well, let's say a 9-inch gun can do it. For God's sake. A 9-inch gun can do damage, but generally doesn't do nearly as much. Oh, that's not good. Seem to have misplaced my main turret. Yunnan. Well, the new ships, I should have told these guys to open fire before. Because now we're going to ram into them. Oh, there we go. Ooh. 0.7% structural. Just a good ram from the Cliff Richardson. And the ship is gone. Nice round, Italy. Let's do it again soon. Not too soon. 39,000 victory points. And would you know, the Italian Empire really wants a peace treaty. Well, you can have it. I don't care for your war. Just like they keep coming over here and they keep getting destroyed. Now there is another battle coming up. It's one heavy against a light. I'm going to take this one off screen. Oh, it's a Japanese cruiser. Yeah, it's one of those outdated pieces of trash. After the invasion of Japan, it's getting invaded by the army from North Honshu. If this completes, that's the end of Japan as we know it. The Japanese Empire is just gone because they don't have any other territory left. As for right now, my main concern is defending this. and making sure that the US fleet doesn't push up any more. There's more likely more ships on the way, and my ships are still largely getting refit, so I have quite a bit of work on my hands, and then I'll take off and eliminate the American ships. And after that, America at large. Join me for that in a future episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for more.